All right, so we got done greasing up the balers, and now we're gonna put some twine in and show you guys how to set all that up. So
we have some 4,350 pound knot strength. We started using plastic because the sisal twine, you can't get good twine anymore. It's getting quite rare. You can't have broken bales. See, so what you do, you find the back end of that ball. And you got the center of this one, same over here. And you're going to tie them together. And there's only one way to do this so it fits through the needle. And if the knot is too big, it gets snagged and it breaks the twine, and then you come out with a whole bunch of busted bales before you know it. Try to make the knot as small as you can. It's a little different than that sisal. See, then here, took the grind and I sharpened this up here, see? So I use that as a knife to cut these little tails off. And carry a knife. So then I like to tuck this down in here so it doesn't get tangled up as we're driving along. See, so when this one's all done, then she'll come to here and go to here. So each one of these will do about 400 bales. Depending on how big the bales are, 400 to 500. Now the only downside to this plastic twine is when it ends up in the manure, for whatever reason, it doesn't go away. Like the other stuff will rot away in the field. It ends up wrapped up on the manure spreader beaters and things like that. The good part of it is it doesn't rot. Rodents don't really care for it, so it doesn't get chewed through, like if you're baling straw or wheat straw or something like that. I always like to chew the twines through. Yep, so here we can show. So they're here, there's a spring here that holds that, so these gotta kind of stay snug. It goes through those eyes. This here's what they call the needles. Got one for each side. So right here you got your bale length. So as your bale comes through, you can set the length by this here little set screw, and you can see where we were in different places. Longer, higher, shorter, lower. So that'll roll, and that trips your knotter. So when your bale gets to be a certain length, it'll trip it, and then these needles fly up in here, and they'll hand this twine to the knotter. Everything's got to be timed just perfect. If it's a little bit out of time, things don't seem to work right. So, but anyway, that's generally what happens there. Get your cord, your belt. Go back and forth on a rail. This baler was built in the 70s, and then these here will push the hay into the plunger. Okay. There you have your plunger. Again, that huge arm, and then you got yourself a heavy flywheel here, so it takes the load off the tractor as this gets going. So that'll usually about 16 to 18 flakes. So every flake in a bale would be one time run revolution of a plunger. Just right here that sets how far you want the baler to be thrown into the wagon. The other one is electric control. This is just manual. But that'll adjust the pulley in here wider or narrower, and it'll make the shaft run faster. That's all it does, is speed up and slow down. And here we have hydraulics to run your thrower side to side. It's this way or that way, depending on which side of the wagon you want it on.
Yeah, so that's an overview of our older New Holland baler and how it works. 273 New Holland. Anyways, we'll get out our newer baler and show you guys that setup.
See, now this baler has preservative attached to it. You got a tank of sulfuric acid. There's other products you can use in here too that are a little more friendlier to the animals, but the acid will prevent mold from growing, especially when the moisture is over 16, 18, 20%. You get too high, it doesn't seem to make much difference, but basically all there is a pump and a hose, and you got a wire. You control it from the tractor, the speed of the pump, and there's a nozzle down in here just like on any sprayer that would spray the acid in the hay as it's flowing in. So you always shut it off when there's no hay going in, and you only use it, like we'll use it like along the woods where the hay isn't quite as dry or something like that, so we don't have some moldy bales that way that happen to get through. It's just to make better hay. We don't use it on everything. This year with the drought, we didn't use any. Typically you don't want to use any if you ever possibly can. It's all in Mother Nature, how much the sun is out. And in here we have our twine box. On this baler we have 6 balls of twine in here. Now the new one, they still make this baler today. It's a different number, but it's the same baler. Everything mechanically is the same. The shields and the stickers are different, and there'll be 8 balls. It's just for a larger operation. So it's as simple as that. So otherwise, as far as the nodder, everything is very identical. In 1989, the first ones are the 575s. Getting our wheel, like we talked about on the other one, so if I manually trip it, this is set our bail length again. And here we have our counter. The other one has one too. It doesn't always work right, but in case you were baling hay for someone in shares, you gotta know what your bails are. Here now. It's called a packing fork. When did you buy this baler? I bought this baler 22 years ago on your second birthday. You